because these guys are going to need a little bit of time to get going. And I've also got to remember to load into the right game because we're not doing permadeath shit. We're back on Asora night, so I still have the old saves. I still keep them and shit, but you don't earn silver and crap on this, and you can't spawn stuff in. So yeah, it might take me probably a little while to kind of get back in the swing of like calm and casual again, because last week was a lot more chaotic than it was supposed to be. I also wanted to bring in, I know I normally have voice RIP, but I had a better one on my Diablo screen. It might be that one. Yeah, hold on. Let me make that a lot smaller. Bring that down here. Just readable roughly there. Something like that. There we go. Yeah, so I don't fully have my voice back yet. I definitely overused it last week, and obviously taking a week off coming, I should be fine, you know. Also, why didn't that show up for me then? Hey, Space Pants, welcome in. Just trying to figure out why that didn't display for me. There it is. Now it's there. You're just not in the right spot. I haven't moved my shit around just yet. Hold on a second. Yeah, what you up to? Welcome in. Welcome to my colony of Asora. I haven't got to play for like a week, so as far as I know, we have this massive ass section of Blight, and I was hoping to be able to do a harvest before winter, which is only like 5 days away, so we're going to see how that goes. But yeah, I have already got set up a few people to come out here and work on this. I don't know if I've got all of it allocated to go. It looks like I'm gonna miss some spots in like here, so I will have to go find like somebody else and stuff. Use your voice up. Were you a screamo band? No. For the last week I did a Rim Connect event, and during that week I did 8-hour streams for 5 days, and the last day was 12 hours, and I talk non-stop in my streams. So yeah, it very much used up my voice, and on top of that I was just kind of exhausted. So yeah, I very much like used it up, and I haven't had a lot of time to rest just yet. Was it Holly? This RimWorld is massive. Yeah, this is my colony of Asora. So this is 302 colonists. I'm just trying to get the ones that they're missing here, so we're not missing all of it, because we've got a really big patch of blight, and I've got to get that shit under control before it just takes over everything. So yeah, last week we had like everybody spawning in shit. This is a normal game of RimWorld for me. This is just a colony of Asora that's been going for like 3 years, and I steal everyone. So yeah, most of these colonists are people that I have stolen from raids, encampments. I even went against a few allies a couple of times and stole a couple of them, just because I had like unique names that I wanted to get. So yeah, just grabbing an extra person out here to just kind of grab like the dregs that they're sort of missing in between this, you know. Don't stream that hard again. Nah, so basically, like, I had planned to do it, it's just I hadn't planned for it to be that intense, so it wore me out a lot more than it should have. Hey Jackal, Raiders, what are you guys up to? Welcome in. Let me get you a shout out. But yeah, at the moment I'm still, yeah, my voice is still kind of recovering. It's like any kind of a muscle, like you know, if you went for like a jog, right, and you know, your legs got sore, and then you went for a jog the next day, your legs will get very sore, you know. So it's kind of at that situation at the moment. My vocal cords are very overused, so I'm waiting for them to heal up, and yeah, basically just buff themselves up by next week. But I'm on holidays for like tomorrow until next Wednesday, so there'll be no streams for a week across the 2 weeks. So I've only got the 2 streams this week, 2 streams next week as well. But yeah, I saw you were playing RimWorld, by the way. I was lurking in your stream earlier. I wasn't able to listen as much as I'd like, but I was creeping up in there. Hey Hawu. Is it Jack or Ray the Packhounds are calling? Yeah, they definitely are. I didn't get a chance to really listen to yours. I was kind of like quietly lurking. I'm just trying to grab a few people to make sure that we don't have any missing spots if I can. I've got one person mostly queued up for this. I think Tradobe was doing a heap. But yeah, as you guys can see, we have a blight issue at the moment, and I'm just trying to get on top of that as best I can before it spreads. As for how does this colony not just completely collapse? So at the moment, I have spent the last 3 months trying to mitigate a starvation event where we just very recently moved to this location. This was our last one. So we just spent like 5 months moving from that location to here, building up this location while we were deconstructing that location. And then we've spent the first 3 months IRL time here, mitigating the fact that it snows in winter. So yeah, what's happening is when it snows, we can't grow anything outside. We didn't have hydroponics up and running at first. And on top of that, we moved in with about 1,000 animals. So we definitely had like more mouse feed than necessary. And yeah, I have got about 12 days worth of food, but we've had 2 snow winters, 2 cold snap springs, and now we've got blight before winter. So it's been a lot of manually harvesting, because even though I've got a lot of people to do harvesting, I need them to be on the ball. I've dabbled with these nutrient paste thingies for the very first time, so they've been really useful. But yeah, now that I've got all these berries on the ground, the game's going to kind of mildly crap itself because we've got a shit ton of stuff out on the ground, plus colonists, plus other stuff. So don't mind it having a stroke for like a hot minute. It's going to do that. I'm just trying to find more people that can do plant stuff because I still have a few spots here that I need to mitigate. Yeah. How goes the colony? I did spy you lurking earlier. Terrible. You're not supposed to notice that I'm in there. How did you even notice that I was in there? I didn't even do or say or anything. I just like, I came in and like was just quietly there. I was trying to catch my stream streak at one point when I didn't have time to watch. And then I came back when I had time to watch. And then I had to listen to my VODs to catch up on what was going because it's been more than a week since I played. So, because we did the other colony for a week, so I needed to know what the fuck I was dealing with here. But, yeah. Dwarf Fortress low-key. It's a high-key, better than RimWorld. I mean, I also have played Dwarf Fortress. I haven't played much of it, because, like, I don't enjoy it as much, but it is in my random game night. I just don't have a lot of random game nights at the moment, because I take Wednesdays off to work on rigging my Live 2D avatar. So, yeah. Eventually I'll play it again. But, no, I've only been playing RimWorld for, like, a little while, and most of my colonies are in the hundreds. The colony we had last week, for anybody that wants to know, like, what my computer can deal with, we had, like, 380 colonists at one time, plus. There was probably, like, 85 or something like that. But we also had, like, we had confirmed 700 odd dead. We also had, like, 250, 300 or something got, like, kidnapped, gave up, ran away, whatever. So, yeah, if you missed that, I believe the VOD is still available currently on Twitch, or alternatively, it should be out in August on YouTube for anybody that wants to, like, watch it more casually and stuff. So, yeah. I think Emmy's got most of this pile, but I need somebody else to come help her so we can make sure we get this done as fast as possible, ideally. What else? Forgot the goal of the colony, to be honest. I haven't streamed it for nearly 2 months. Yeah, I saw that. First thought when I loaded was, it doesn't look right. Wait, different colony. Yeah, because you had your xenomorph one, and then it died, and then you started that one, and then you had your time off for your wedding and shit. And then, yeah. It's like that though. Like between my streams, I write down everything that's happened in the game, and then I go back and also watch what, like, you know, towards the end of the VOD kind of thing, where I sort of recap what happened and stuff, so I can kind of keep on top of it in case like I have to take a week off or I get sick or something like that. I don't know if Emmy just decided to fuck off then, but some of this is missing, so I've got like most of this is set up to cut. I'm gonna lose a lot of my crops and we're not replanting, but we'll see how we go. Commitment to the craft is admirable, thank you. Yeah, so for anybody that's new in and stuff, this is my colony of Asora. It's been going for 3 years, well, over 3 years technically. We have 302 colonists at the moment. It's Phoebe Chillax, community builder. I haven't really had much in the way of like attacks and shit at the moment because we've basically just been mitigating non-stop starvation for like 3 in-game years and like technically like 3 months real worlds at a time. So we've got to a point where we've got like 12 days worth of food surplus for 302 colonists, which means we have about 600 meals per day for that. And then I need to get it up to, I wrote this down, hold on. I need it to be, where is it? I wrote it down somewhere. It needs to be 18,000 cooked meals in total to sustain the colony through winter when it eventually snows. So yeah, we're getting Blight right before it's not great. Also, they did that and nobody got stuck, so you know, good pat on the back for them. The Resurrectum Exteriums are now momentarily safe. Mind you, I do have to actually move those batteries just a tiny bit away from it so that it doesn't blow up the fucking wall. But yeah, once I've got some of these moved around, I'll probably, I don't know if I want to move that up that way, but as long as I get them the fuck away from this thing, they'll be fine. And somebody's culling the guinea pigs over there. So I'll see about moving this up in a little bit. I just want it to not go kaboom right next to it because we could use some of those. And every time people have tantrums, they kick expensive things, which is why I'm trying to build a gold table so that they can go and kick that instead. I have silver tables and like poker tables and shit. But yeah, you know, I also want them to not do the flooring if I can. I just want you guys to cancel that. And I'll put like, well, I don't know, we'll put silver or some shit in here. What do you got? Steel tile. I don't think I was using that. I think it was just silver tile to make it fancy in here. But yeah, if they can fit it underneath this. I was doing gold tile. But I need the gold to do the bench because they can't destroy the floor when they have tantrums. They destroy tables and shit. So I figured that would be better. And I want Jet, who's down and around here. I need you up in here. I'm just trying to get our best cutting plant cutters at the moment so that this can go about as fast as we can. If I can, you know. Yeah. I'll catch up on messages in just a second. I just want a couple more rows of this done before, that way it doesn't spread out too far. Yeah, I missed something there. I want to make a colony with nutrient paste, but primary food source, but I build an ideology around it or something. Probably be a good idea. I don't know if that's the Jet that I was just asking to do this, but I'm betting it is because it's 2 T's. Yeah, you are. Okay, well, Jet is currently useless. I'm going to go grab pumpkin if that's the case. Was I think I looked at the community tab while it's on ad break. I usually do. Do you? Wait, community tab in Twitch. I don't know what that is. That's fine. By the sounds of it, it's the place that tells you where people are. I don't need to know what that is. It's fine. Yeah, what else? I think I looked at it. No, I saw that. I played a little offline, especially messing around with, was it changing the mod that I was working on? Just out of sight, out of mind, my colony. Yeah, I do remember you were working on that. Was the last thing you were doing that I knew of. You were trying to get it to work and you couldn't get it to do the thing. And then, yeah, as far as I know, you were kind of like away. But I don't know. Nice to see RimWorld up on the screen earlier. I don't usually have a lot of spare time and stuff. I'm about to have a whole last week off, so that's going to be something. But yeah, normally before stream, I normally sleep until stream time, and then I'll get up stream, and then I'm normally like editing and talking to people and stuff afterwards and stuff. Okay, that's most of the bottom. Huntsman's trying to replant this. How about you go get that spot? If I've got this, apart from this little patch here, I think we've got the blight. I've just got to get somebody not to have a tantrum and come over and do this, and Huntsman's getting that last bit. As long as that doesn't keep spreading, we should be fine. Also, I don't think we're gonna get potatoes before winter, but I'll let them plant it, berries, potatoes, shit like that. I'll see if we can get it, because any additional food will make the difference of keeping the animals alive. So that's what's important. So pumpkin's coming up and around here. I might just have to grab somebody to cut down extra plants when they're done. So I'll give them a hot minute. Let everybody kind of like catch up on what they're doing and stuff. So I have to dip to lurk for now. Lady wants to watch some TV before bed. Back soon. No worries. Go for it. Also, thank you for the raid. And I'll be here. But like normal stream times tonight's 4 hours. So yeah, I'll be here. Why are you stressed? Recreationally starved. Jealous of Chimpanzee's bedroom. Chimpanzee gets a double bedroom because they're in a relationship. You want a double bedroom, you go get yourself in a relationship, mate. It's as simple as that. And why are you upset? Unbelievably impressive dining room, greedy for impressive bedroom. Ah, it's feral. It's fine. It's just feral. Anywho, so let's put you guys all back in your alphabeticals. So everybody, thankfully I don't have to do this. After the week event where I was like constantly allocating this stuff, it's so nice to just come in and see this done, you know, and then like their schedules are all done. Everybody's on their right schedule. Everybody's assigned. Nobody's allowed drugs. I only have like a few people in this colony that aren't allowed like medical stuff because they've done things and they know what they've done. And yeah, so I also have indoor crops and stuff that I want them to be trying to harvest, but I'm not kind of pressuring them to do that. If I've got people that can do harvesting, they'll be in here doing that anyway. So yeah, I'm not too worried about them going and harvesting. As far as I can see, we're good for food, sort of. I still have got some leathers, so I can still sell some stuff. I do have to call for a trader soon, and I do have to reallocate the benches, and I have a lot of like clothing and stuff. So what I might do, who's in the area? Hold on, let me spot somebody. I'll have a bit of my drink while I'm waiting to find someone. Nobody that can do trading is in this vicinity. So let's go grab somebody else, because I'm guessing they're either asleep or whatever. Where is... What do I want Corpsey. Alright, hold on. You're right up the top. I mean, I could have also got Viper or fucking what's his name, the other one. But this is fine. I'll grab Corpsey if he's here. Yeah, he is. Alright, mate. I know you're still in the area, but can I get you to go and... They came out recently. These two have not. But I think one of these likes one of the others, and I can't remember. It's been a week. You like purple, but purple's been here very recently, so that's not going to help us. Also, they keep finding stuff in the ground, and that's great and shit. But I don't need that right now. So, might as well call green, because it's going to be the longest amount of time before we call for a different ally. And we've still got a spot in here. I think Pigeon can do plant cutting stuff, maybe. If I grab Pigeon, that is. Can you get that and that one? And that way, that should be all the blight. Pumpkin should be on this last one. And then, yeah, the top area looks like it's clean. So what I had to do for the blight, for anybody that wasn't here like 2 weeks ago and stuff, was when we hit blight, it was like right at the end of stream last time. And I said that it was going to be a lot of me like basically like allocating people like to go and harvest shit. So I saved the game, like filled you in on what was going on, basically just like stayed paused and just allocated my harvesters and stuff, because most of the time we're happy enough to just sit here and I'll just allocate as many rows of stuff, go find another person, go allocate more rows, all that kind of stuff. But this was more of like it was going to possibly kill them. So I had to kind of act. I would like bulk goods because then we could get more food, maybe. And somebody's down here working on the corn. You just in here cleaning filth? Because if you're doing that, I might grab... Hold on. If these are harvestable, we'll get the corn out while we can. Because corn takes ages to grow. So I might just get you down here as well. Look, any extra food that we can pull in between now and 5 days from now in game will be literally the difference between if they can make it through winter. Like I might be able to call for allies to bring in like more resources during winter, but we're basically going to be stuck in base again. And this group's on their way home. So we had a glitch last time. We were trying to get the caravan out. The caravan wouldn't go. So I ended up setting up another caravan instead. And that fucking caravan, it didn't, both of them didn't want to go. So I canceled the first one. And then I'm like, okay, well, let me get a transport pod. I'll set up a transport pod to, you know, just send them to it because I wanted the resurrect mech serums. It was not negotiable. And then I sent the fuckers via transport pod and the caravan left. I'm like, you got to be shitting me that they've figured themselves out. And yeah, so we ended up getting a caravan out. I don't want you to cut that one because it's not actually grown. Hey, Viken. I still happily run stuff like sides, hugs, smiles. No, thank you, Viken. You sound like your paw might be doing better if that's the case. And all the ruffles as well. Been a very, very sleepy wolf lately, so it's nice to see some energy, you know. On the flip side, I'm still reclaiming energy at this point, but it's fine. I might, what is this, steal here? I might steal one of those spots. I did move one of them before, but I should be able to get 2 in here, maybe. I grab that one and I find another one from around the map. What are you up to, Viken? I assume probably maybe not going on adventures and stuff since your toe was hurt and stuff. So I don't think that would have been enjoyable. As we can tell, happily receiving ruffles, runs around really fast, rolls around. No, you sound like you've got all the coffee zoomies. I considered having a coffee like right before stream, mostly just because it's a really cold night. It's unusually cold tonight. Even my partner's cold and he doesn't feel the cold the way I do. So I have the heater on. I actually have it on like double. I should have turned it down at the start of stream, but it's only going to get colder into the night. So I'm not that worried about it. And I've had like my neck warmer and stuff to like, you know, protect vocal cords, although they're already still gone from the event. So it's not like I could do anything to make that better. They're not sore or anything. It's just, they're just, I don't know, just doesn't sound great kind of thing. But I assume that a week of rest should bring him back to just normal, being regular shit. So here's hoping. Not quite there. I want this to be a bit further in here like that. There we go. Now, I've moved over some of the batteries. I do need to make sure that all of these rooms have roofs on them, that they're properly sealed, which they do look like they are. Got mountains. Yeah, okay, so everywhere looks like it's sealed. We've got heaters on already. Get that out of my way. We have the heaters on, which means it's starting to get warmer. There should be an ice box at all times. That does have a heater. The storage area doesn't have heating. The prison doesn't have heating on at the moment because I don't have prisoners. But yeah, no, that's fine. Also, pretty sure I saw like a light was the wrong color the other week, and I don't know where it was, and I don't think I fixed it, but I don't see it, so maybe I did fix it, or we don't have sufficient power, which is another thing going into winter too, is I don't know if we'll have enough power. I did move these ones in. I look like I've not moved these ones in yet, but all my other solar looks like it's built, so because I'd have to move it in, I'm gonna lose the front row of these, basically. technically I have to take off like the 2 rows to move them forwards anyway, so I'll move that because it's gonna not quite be 100% forwards. And we got a masterwork. I want to get rid of this line here, basically. Right, I need to move this level with the wall. It's like the only spot I've got left to go. And as for like all the solar, apart from this area where I can't put it, because these are here, I think we're good for everywhere else. Now, that is no longer sowing. This area up here shouldn't be sowing because it's too far away. That one isn't, because it's potatoes, so it will take us too long. These might grow, maybe. This, I'm letting them plant that out because I've turned off a whole bunch of areas, and I do think we might get lucky with some of them. If we don't get a cold snap before winter, it might be enough to grow. As for the rice is rice, that will grow. I keep planting that because it will cycle through a couple more times. That one's not planting. This one's not replanting. Because we do have, basically because we're about to come up to winter, I'm getting them to plant wherever the animals are to try to make sure we have enough food for that. But we also still have got a lot of little spots like this that have got lots of little patches. So my people have got like plenty to go and harvest. And of course the hydroponics and stuff as well. So yeah. TVs and stuff. I was going to pull up the gold in here. Even though it was maximizing their space as like great, I wanted them to be able to build this thing. We were getting gold, which I think is going into components, which I need to check that. So what are you guys doing? Advanced components, I'm pretty sure. No, don't do that. Details, it does use gold. Okay. So there's probably a bit of gold usage seeping into the advanced components, but I'm not making much technology to use it up. So I'm not that worried about it. Also trying to stockpile the ever-loving fuck out of wood right now, because once we hit winter, all the fires in the place, there are quite a substantial number of fireplaces in here, are going to need to be functional. But also probably during winter, if they have time, maybe do floors, since we won't have crops to do. That might be something that they can get done. But yeah, they are otherwise planting and everything. We have a little bit of cotton to do medicine, which I don't know how well they're keeping up with that, because I don't see any cloth. I don't think we're producing enough. But food first. We can do fucking cloth later. I have a lot of statues, so maybe I could find a couple of nice spots for them. I'm running out of space in here for statues. Maybe I could say they could put statues outside in here. Maybe buildings, art. Yeah, chuck some statues outside as well, because there's just not a lot of space in this room, and eventually we'll use up all the rocks. Well, we'll never fully use up all the rocks because we're constantly mining, right? But they will use up quite a lot, and I want them to haul it out of some of these spaces as well, so that it's not in like doorways and shit. So if they could do that too, that would be great. So that one looks like that's installed. So do I have another like small one like that? I do. Install that in there. I'm trying to mitigate the shittiness of having hydroponics in the room. I can only do so much with like what they have. So that one's a large one. I mean, it still takes up the same sort of space. If I could put this somewhere else. Also, I didn't think guinea pigs were supposed to be getting around in there. Hang on a second. I don't know, Keelan. I'm pretty sure I removed the thing that I could bring up for it. I kept bringing up a listen here, you little shit thing during the event, but I'm like, I'm pretty sure I removed it straight away. How you doing, Keelan? You got power back yet? I wanted to see guinea pig layout. Hold on. Clear animals, guinea pigs. Why are they allowed in there among other places? They are getting in here. Okay, hold on. It's not really that big of an issue. The guinea pigs get in here. But any food we can get is food we can get. And these animals will go wherever the fuck they want. So if I can prevent us from losing a shit ton of food, that'd be great. I feel like the shape of this room is slightly off. No, we'll fight. I don't know what we're fighting. We got Freckles, Trumpet. Hold on. Who are you guys? You guys are takeable. Takeable animals. Super loyal. Takeable. Alright, I don't want none of yours. So this is the worst case scenario for you to fight me. Because if I don't want prisoners, I'm just gonna cull the crap out of them and we're gonna move forward. So yeah, I got back yesterday, a couple of hours, and then went out today again like 8 times. Jesus Christ. That is very, very inconsistent. If none of my colonists go down here, I'll get some extra medicine and berries and shit. But I have like corpses, like animal corpses on the caravan at the moment. So I super don't want prisoners, ideally. Fucking Whitehead's getting absolutely fucking massacred. Glover's... Alright, nearly surviving, mate. I think he's down, guys. I don't think you have to keep fucking hitting him. Jesus Christ. Okay, well, there's some shit on fire here. I would like to take the medicine with us. If you can do some kind of harvesting, hauling, bring home whatever kind of extra food we can get. I'd rather that first and then, like, plants, cutting and stuff. But also, for the people that can do hunting, to just go do hunting if they've got it in them, because that will be extra corpses for us to bring home too. And this appears to be steel. I think I tanked them up with a bit of other stuff. What did I put on them? I think I gave them rocks or something, so that they could bring home some extra resources. But I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna get cheese slapped.
Cheese?